Hello, you guys. I'm glad to see y'all. I'm Jordan Gamboa, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Q&A day. So last week I let you guys know that this week we will be doing a Q&A. So I told y'all to go to this video, go check it out if you haven't checked it out already, and to leave me a question, either personal or regarding my music, and that I would give you guys a reply. So let's hop right into that. We have Daniela. Daniela asked, what artist would you say inspired your style of music? So there's actually a couple of artists. I'm going to have to say bands like the Kooks, Counting Crows, maybe a little bit of Sublime, artists like Paolo Nutini, and those are all really good artists. So go check them out. But yeah, very good question. Up next, we got Miss Queen Harley. Miss Queen Harley asked, if you could go back in time, what moment in your past would you redo? If I were to redo something or like relive it, that's what it sounds like she's asking. I would relive my time in Mexico. Alrighty, Mexico. When I went to Cancun. So when I went to Cancun, that was such a phenomenal time. It's just with family. And we were there in the beaches, sipping on our drinks, and we'd go out to the ocean and you'd just be paddling shoulder deep, right? You're shoulder deep in the ocean, but you would look down and you could see your feet clear as day, like you were looking through a window. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And not to mention, the drinking age is 18. Next, we have Haley. Haley asked, how long does it take for you to produce a song from writing to releasing? Well, Haley, it actually really just depends on what song we're going to be talking about. So songs like Sorry Once More or Taken for Granted, it took me like maybe 3-5 hours to write the song, but it took me a year to release it, And then there's other songs like I got one coming out soon called Hotel Doom. And I started writing that song my junior year of high school, and I finished writing the song like maybe 6 months ago, okay? And then I went to the studio and recorded it, and it still hasn't been released. Okay, so it really just depends on what song we're talking about, but very, very good question. Next, we have Aspen, and Aspen asked, what inspired you to become an artist/musician? So about my sophomore year of high school, so I was 16 at the time, I just started to do open mics and I started to write my own, music. And so one night I was doing an open mic and I had just got, like the courage to go up and perform my own original music. And I'm performing it. And then after the set, I finished my set and I go back to my table and I had a table of people come to me. And they said, hey, Jordan, we really liked your stuff. If you get your song recorded, we will be more than happy to put your song on our radio station. And right there, I was like, I'm inspired now. I can shoot for being a musician because people see something in me. So I want to make sure that, I take advantage of that and shoot for what I want to shoot for. But very good question, Aspen. Up next, we got Jesse. Jesse asked, what is your least favorite chore to do at home? This one's easy. I hate, and I mean hate, mowing the lawn. Mowing the lawn in Texas weather, okay, especially being someone that burns easily, is not fun. My weed eater, I don't know about y'all's, but my weed eater decides to break down every 30 seconds, which is its own pain in the ass. So definitely mowing the lawn. Very good question, Jesse. Up next, we have Trinity. Trinity asked, was writing Sorry Once More a way of healing from the relationship? And to answer your question, that's not why it was written, but it definitely did help me, get some things off my chest. The purpose of the song was to actually convey to her that I understood what she was going through. But I also wanted to get across to her that just because you're going through this stuff, which, I'm sorry you're emotionally going through, you can't get away with doing this, and this, Like in the chorus, she left me cleaning, mopping up the mess made up and down the floor. Yeah, questions why I'm not the me that I was before. So what I'm saying there is that you have came across a messy part of life, and I will be there to help you clean up the mess. But if you're doing this, and this, you can't expect me to be the same person that I was when you first started dating me, because you can't expect anybody, you can't expect them to put up with that. But yeah, and I go on to continue to say, I can see the bags under my baby's eyes. She's feeling poor. All I can do is look her in her eyes and tell her I am sorry once more. So I'm acknowledging that I see the pain, in her eyes. Up next, great question, Trinity. Up next, we have Lila. So Lila asked, what is the first song you ever wrote? Wow. So the first song I ever wrote was my sophomore year of high school, and it's called Life's Test. What? Oh, you guys want me to... One second. Here you go. And people leave me be. Should be pretty simple, like 1, 2, 3. And people do what makes them look best. Don't get involved, don't fail the test. I've always tried to be so nice, but such an action comes at such a high price. It's such a high price. A high price. A high price. There you guys go. And then up next we got Abigail. Abigail asked, if your talent wasn't singing, what do you think it would be? Okay, so I've thought about this, okay? I think what I would be doing if it wasn't for music is I would still be doing my YouTube channel, but I think it would be revolving around politics, discussing both sides of the aisle, discussing both perspectives, and trying to come to a consensus on what would be smart and the proper way to look at that specific scenario. Because, it's important to consider everybody's opinion. Because if half the country thinks this and the other half thinks this, you can't say one side's wrong and the other is wrong, because half the country thinks that. There's obviously something of worth to talk about, and it's important for that to occur. Awesome question, Abigail. Up next we got Derek. Derek said, "Hi, I live in front of you." Yes, you do. Mr. Derek is my neighbor, okay? And he's actually the person who suggested for me to do the cover Fast As You. So thank you very much for that suggestion, Mr. Derek. His question is, when will you put out your new music video? Alrighty, so with my new music video, it's actually I was telling you guys about this song not too long ago, but the one that took me like years and years to write will be coming out, I'm hoping in like 6 months, But there is a song that I will be officially releasing in a couple months. So you guys have that to look forward to. I don't want to keep you guys, hanging on for too long. Up next we have Amanda. And Amanda asked, if you had to write your own eulogy, what would it say? Wouldn't that just be me writing a suicide note? No, y'all? Am I the only one who's making that connection? Here, I'm going to rephrase the question. If someone had to write your eulogy, what would you want it to say? Now, what I would want it to say is, really, I would want the person to be like straight up and honest with whoever they're talking to, because I'm already dead. You know, you don't have to make me feel good about myself. Like, be honest with the crowd. Let them know your true thoughts. You don't have to be lying to me even when I'm dead as well, you know? So, good question. Okay, so next we got Madeline. And Madeline asked, when did you become a musician? So I had already, put out my music on the radio stations. But I consider myself to be like a musician when I started making money, like from iTunes and Spotify. It wasn't a lot, but that's when I would say, okay, I'm officially making money off of what I'm doing. Now I bet in the future, I'm going to look back at myself and be like, yeah, he wasn't a musician. Because I bet the future Jordan Gamboa, let's say if he does make something of his music, he's going to look at his life and be like, okay, I make a steady income off of my music. Now I'm a musician. So, we can redefine our terms over and over again. But right now, I would say I'm a musician because, I've started making little money off of my stuff. Very good question, Madeline. Last but not least, we've got Elizabeth. And Elizabeth asked, if you were to die in 3 days, what would you do? What would I do? I would, day one, dedicate a whole ass 24 hours, okay, to my music and trying to get as much of my songs released as possible before I die. Because I really want you guys to listen to the message even if I'm dead, okay? Because I think it could still apply to a lot of people. I mean, because all of my stuff is about relationships and some of the stuff I was feeling, and I know I'm not the only one. So that, I would say, day two, what I would do is throw a big family friend party and enjoy myself. We'll say that. I'll enjoy that time and get to be around the people I love. So day three, what I would do is I would just do all the things I would love and maybe something, new. Like I like to golf, maybe I'll go fishing. I'll go shooting. I'll want to do something outdoorsy and connect with nature my last day. I wouldn't want to travel because I don't want to spend like hours and hours of my precious time flying and, setting up at the hotel. No, it's not worth it. But that's a very good question, Elizabeth. And there are all your guys' questions. Thank you guys for asking. Those are very, very good questions. And for those who would like for me to continue making content, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you would like to follow my Instagram is Jordan_Gamboa. That is JORDAN_Gamboa. And you guys have a beautiful day.